Copper Creek Gold Corp is a Vancouver, Canada-based mineral exploration company. Its main focus is its Bonsai gold property, located in northern British Columbia, Canada. We seek safe harbor. Our exploration project is located approximately 80 kilometers north of the town of Stewart, BC. Population about 900. It's near a paved highway, highway number 37, and is about 35 kilometers from the Alaskan border. The area north of the town of Stewart, sometimes called BC's Golden Triangle, is one of the most richly mineralized areas in Canada. For over 100 years, active exploration, development, and mining have occurred in the area. Numerous different deposit types exist in the area, including VMS systems, large porphyry bodies, and conventional quartz veining style mines. Mines in the area include the Premier Gold Mine, which operated intermittently from 1918 until 1996. There's also the Scotty Gold Mine and the Grand Duke Copper Mine. More recently, the Snip Mine was discovered in the 1980s. It was a very rich deposit originally operated as a joint venture between Prime Resources and Caminco. It was eventually taken over by the large US-based gold mining company, Homestake Mining, which subsequently merged with Barrick Gold Corp. The Snip mine was very high grade, over 2/3 of an ounce of gold per ton. It was rich enough to support a mining operation where everything, including all mining and milling equipment, was flown in with fixed-wing aircraft. The concentrate was put on barges and floated out on the Iskut River to the Pacific Ocean. Despite these challenges, the project was extremely profitable due to the very high gold content in the ore. Numerous exploration programs by various companies are ongoing at this time in the area. One of the largest is the KSM project of Seabridge Gold Corp. KSM stands for Kerr, Sulphurets, and Mitchell deposits. The KSM project is one of the largest undeveloped gold projects in the world. Proven and probable reserves total 30 million ounces of gold and 7 billion pounds of copper. Seabridge plans to spend $17 million this season to further advance the KSM deposits. Also nearby are the Snowfields and Brucejack Lake deposits of Silver Standard Resources. At Snowfield, estimated resources consist of measured and indicated resources totaling 19 million ounces of gold and 50 million ounces of silver, while at Brucejack Lake, measured and indicated resources consist of 4 million ounces of gold and 65 million ounces of silver. But of all the mineralization and high-grade mining in the area, nothing stands out quite like the legendary Eskay Creek mine. Despite its high-grade silver zones being mined in a small way for decades, it was the discovery hole, the spectacular Hole 109, that established the true potential of the Eskay Creek deposit. It returned a mind-boggling 682-foot interval, grading 0.87 ounces per ton of gold and almost an ounce per ton of silver. It began one of the greatest staking rushes in Canadian exploration history. Homestake Mining, and later Barrick Gold Corp, mined the deposit for 14 years. During this time, it was Canada's highest grade gold mine. Its average head grade was 1.5 ounces of gold per ton, and over 75 ounces of silver per ton, or if you prefer metric, 47 grams of gold and 2,100 grams of silver, as well as approximately 3.5% zinc and 2.5% lead. During its mine life, despite being relatively modest in size, it was the 5th largest silver producer in the world, producing over 5,000 tons of silver. Our Bonsai claims are adjacent to Barrick Gold's Eskay Creek mine holdings. Copper Creek Gold can earn up to a 70% interest in the Bonsai claims from Teuton Resources Corp. by making $5 million in exploration expenditures on the property over a 5-year period. Our claim boundary is approximately 6 kilometers from the Eskay Creek mine, and the area of our principal target is approximately 8 kilometers from the Eskay Creek mine. Here are a few facts about Eskay Creek. Our claim block is approximately 2,000 hectares in size and is bisected by the Harry Mel Creek Valley, which separates the property into east and west halves. Almost all of the exploration work that has been done on the property to date has been done on the east side of the valley, principally along the steep eastern banks of Harry Mel Creek. During the 1990s, the property was optioned on 3 separate occasions to different companies, including Homestake Mining and Prime Resources. In each case, the companies target a significant mineralized gauzinous area on claim 307-393. The area is of geological interest, as one can see sphalerite and galena, sulfides that carry zinc and lead, in the rocks right on surface, and there are gold and silver values throughout. This became the site of a number of diamond drill holes put down by the various operators. The most significant returned 64 meters of the very same rhyolite mudstone that hosts the nearby Eskay Creek mine. This 64 meters intercepted 0.38 grams per ton of gold and 28 grams per ton of silver. These results are directly across the valley floor from our primary target. This map is a satellite map showing the area of the Eskay Creek mine and our claim block. You can also see evidence of the large tectonic event that caused the Hairy Mel Creek Valley, separating the east and west sides of the valley. In 2003, the bonsai claims were optioned to a company called Heritage Explorations. Heritage optioned a number of properties in the region, and in 2005 decided to do a regional airborne EM, or electromagnetic survey, over a large area. This map shows that data. This survey shows the EM signature over the Eskay Creek mine. It also shows an arc of sedimentary rocks, which is not what we're looking for. But it does show this large, distinct, and discrete EM anomaly on the bonsai property, on the west side of Hairy Mel Creek. Here we show the bonsai property again up close. The drill holes drilled into the gauzinous area on the east side of the creek are shown in blue. Heritage drilled 2 holes at the very end of the 2005 season on the east side of the creek, attempting to ascertain what was causing the large, distinct airborne EM anomaly. Unfortunately, these holes were drilled too far upslope and at too great an angle to ever have intercepted the conductive zone on the property. Heritage was, at this time, out of money and never returned to the bonsai property. Prior to drilling, Copper Creek Gold Corp has done considerable work this season in order to properly delineate its drill targets. Ground-based EM and 3D IP, or induced polarization surveys, have been combined with MMI, or mobile metal ion surveys, to give this season's diamond drilling the best possible chance for success. The results have been extremely encouraging. This is a view of our 3D IP chargeability data. Simply put, chargeability is the ability of rock to hold on to an electrical charge that is introduced into the ground. It is measured in milliseconds. Generally speaking, the higher the reading, the longer the rock is able to hold on to that electrical charge, the better. This is a plan view looking straight down onto the property from above. This sheet shows the chargeability of the rocks at a 50-meter depth. We will look at several sheets showing various depths down to 300 meters. The 2 lines on the map represent Heritage's 2005 drill holes. At times it looks as if the drill holes might have penetrated some of the high, shown in pink and red, chargeability values. But these holes were drilled at almost 60-degree angle and would have cut underneath all of the high chargeability areas. This will be easily seen shortly in 3D. Here we see the chargeability at 75 meters, 100 meters. At 150 meters, we can see the chargeability anomaly has coalesced into one large body. 200 meters depth, 250 meters, and by 300 meters, the chargeability can no longer be detected by the geophysical instruments. What we see here is a sectional view of the chargeability. We are looking from the front, into the slope of the hill, looking west and a little north. What we see is only the highest chargeability readings, greater than 27 milliseconds, with all other colors removed. We can see the 2 2005 Heritage exploration holes. This first one obviously did not cut through any of the highest chargeability readings. This second hole almost looks as if it touches a tiny part of the chargeability, but in fact is approximately 40 meters behind it. This slide gives a good idea of how we will target this season's drill holes based on chargeability. This slide shows our 3D chargeability front section, but from a higher, steeper angle. Underneath it is a plan view of the MMI data showing anomalous areas of zinc mineralization. High zinc values, and values that will be shown for other metals, are always shown in pink and red. Background levels are shown in blue. Here we see copper. It is easy to see that for most of the high MMI values, that they rest directly over some area of high chargeability. Here we see lead, a significant component of Eskay Creek mineralization. Significant silver anomalies, as well as significant gold anomalies. Here we see a good view of proposed drill holes for the current season. Capital structure and cash on hand numbers as of August 6th, 2010. And finally, a great Google Earth view of Bonsai and the world-class Eskay Creek mine. Much of the area shown is covered in low-lying cloud. The distance between us and them is 8 kilometers. It's closer than you think.